The mark of greatness is always intuition, not logic. To all my fellow nerds, we need to stop being logical. Now, I'm not saying to get rid of logic in our lives, and I don't mean the rapper, but what I am saying is we need to reduce how much we rely on logic in our lives. Come on, you know what I mean. You think that if you do A, it will lead to B, which will lead to C, and yada yada. Listen, that's okay if you're in computer science, engineering, or watching porn. But when it comes to living life, too much logic can actually hold you back. Some of you must be thinking that I'm being blasphemous. How dare I attack the god of logic? But you have to listen to me. If instinctively natural things are awkward in your life, then that means you rely way too much on logic. What do I mean specifically? Well, if talking to girls, talking to strangers, basically anything that was natural to our ancestors but no longer to us, really shows that we've strayed too far off from our natural abilities. It's like living like Sheldon Cooper, but with no Nobel Prize and no girlfriend. This may be a tough pill to swallow, guys, but acceptance is the first step. Accepting the fact that relying on logic too much may have negatively affected your life. I used to be very logical in life, and it made my life just so bland. I'm talking Asian food with no MSG added, bland. When I started weeding off of logic and started to embrace myself wholeheartedly and accept the illogical things in my life, like my emotions, random crap in life, surprises, that's when my life started becoming a lot more enriching. I found cooler friends, cool hobbies, and started to get a lot more attention from women. By embracing myself as a flawed human being in this world is when I started to see the beauty of life. When I only relied on logic, my life was way too structured. It was only school, work, books, and 2 friends. And this caused a lot of years to pass by with very little difference. And that to me was a travesty. Anyways, before I turn into Oprah and start blabbing on, let's talk about some ways to become less logical in our lives. First step is embracing your emotions. Now, I know it's weird talking about feelings or emotions, but just listen to me. Accepting your emotions is key. It's key in accepting yourself. You have to understand that as human beings, we are very complex creatures. So when you cut off or repress one part of yourself, what you're actually doing is compromising your entire self. So what that means is if you repress your emotions, you're only hurting yourself as you're compromising your entire being. And just don't take it from me, there's countless psychology resources that can back that up as well. So learn to accept all your emotions, whether it's anger, sadness, joy, embarrassment. Let it all run through you. And for the love of God, don't act based off your emotions. Let your emotions run through you, but don't do anything stupid because of it. Nobody likes a person that's way too emotional. Guys, and keep this in mind, this all takes time. If you've been repressing your emotions for a very long time, it takes time to gain that ability back, so please be patient with yourself. And even though it might be tough in learning how to express your emotions, it's definitely worth the effort. And if you need help with that, go see a therapist, as they can give you some systems or tips and tricks on how to properly express your emotions in a healthy way. And when you learn how to embrace your emotions, you're actually going to be at a very great advantage. And guys, when your emotions are engaged with your logical reasoning, you actually get the best of both worlds, since you'll be able to see the world sharper and more accurately. Second step is embrace spontaneity. Come on, a lot of you logical guys plan this shit out of everything. You have an entire itinerary for your lives. Listen, life is messy, so you have to expect surprises and use your intuition. And your intuition can only really come out when you embrace spontaneity. Alright, let's get a little nerdy here. If you take a look at all the great military leaders throughout history, they all embraced the spontaneity of the situation. When shit got crazy, they embraced it and used their intuition to find a crazy way to win the battle. Hey, and if you don't believe me, just read some history books. You'll find that Napoleon, Caesar, Bolcha, Sun Tzu, they all embraced spontaneity in the heat of the battle and used their intuition. Now guys, listen, there's no 12-step program in embracing spontaneity that's going to cost you $997. This is something that you have to kind of figure out on your own. And in that process, the only advice I can really give you is be open to changing your plans when you see something better. Alright, so the last step in this video is don't only do things to get a certain result. There is so many people who only do things just to get a specific result. For example, they go on to be a doctor so that they can impress people, make a lot of money, get the girl and all. These people, they don't do things for the sake of it. Everything that they do has to have an agenda and an outcome. And that just takes the fun out of living. Now guys, having the outcome in mind is excellent when it comes to business or your job. But to have outcomes in everything you do, God, you're turning yourself into a robot. To be human is to embrace the messiness of life and just to live. If you treat everything with an agenda, then your life is nothing but transactions. Even the love that you think you have is transactional. Do things just for the sake of it. Go travel for the sake of it. Go talk to that cute girl just for the sake of it. Go make new friends just for the sake of it. Listen to me guys. There was an infinity of time before you were born, and there's going to be an infinity of time after you die. The life that you have right now is so precious and it's not going to last forever. So why live life so logical? Embrace yourself, embrace the spontaneity, and live life without thinking about the outcomes all the time. Life is all about balance. It's great to have a strong logical reasoning, but no great general ever relied on logic alone, but instead a mix of many things. And that's how you should live your life. Be logical when needed, be passionate when needed, and above all, exude your true character. Life is way too short to be like a robot. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope this video was a little helpful, but other than that, show me some love, like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my email list, and guys, remember, you're not just any type of nerd, you're a charismatic nerd.